Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
You are listening to the Brilliance Business Show. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. Conversations with leading experts in business, and today I have an incredible guest, Dr. Corey Hicks. Corey is a Ph.D. and motivational speaker, and our topic today is winning in life. Welcome to the Brilliance Business Show.
Well, thank you so much, and it's a pleasure to be here. And I've heard so many great things about you on the show. So it is just a pleasure to be a guest on your show. So thank you.
I'm really looking forward to a conversation with you today, Corey. Before I get started, I just need to make a legal disclaimer that Corey is not offering legal advice or legal assistance. So let's get started with the show. Corey, can you share with our listeners a little bit about yourself and your business?
Okay. So I've been a speaker, a motivational speaker for over 20 years. I have really an interesting background. I've been an All-American athlete. My BA degree was in education. My master's degree is in health science, and my Ph.D. is in health and human performance. And I've had the opportunity to really and truly work with athletes all across the country, professional athletes, NFL, NBA athletes, business professionals. So I really and truly enjoy being a motivational speaker, a life coach. I enjoy working with corporations. I've had the opportunity and the privilege to work with sports ministries as well. So my business is called the 3Vs Corporation, and the 3Vs stands for values, vision, and versatility. So I really and truly love bringing out the best in individuals through motivational speaking, through corporate training. We certainly can customize whatever our clients will like. They feel the unmet need within their organization, or as an athlete, whatever they feel is the unmet need, specifically working with various different individuals. So in a nutshell, that's pretty much what I do. I enjoy doing it. Again, I've been doing this for well over 20 plus years, and I certainly love being a life changer and making an impact and a difference in the individuals we work with. So.
And I know you make an impact, Corey. I've seen you online, and I want to share that you are walking the walk and talking the talk. I've seen you doing lots of exercise, motivating people, and you've really built up a great following of great fans, clients, and people that really admire you. Can you tell me, who are your customers? What clients do you serve?
Well, my customers range. Again, I deal with what we call everyday individuals, everyday heroes. I deal with business professionals, CEOs, executives, professional athletes. I deal with student athletes. So my clientele is a wide range, depending on, if it's someone who's looking to, if it's from an athletic training, doing mental development and mental training. I really and truly love working with athletes, specifically from that aspect. If it's business professionals that's looking to take their organization or their staff to the next level through leadership or emotional intelligence training, I do that. So again, and if it's the everyday individuals that may need direction or guidance specifically, or a foundation to start from that's looking to, seek further opportunities. So, my clientele is a wide range of individuals. So.
Do you recall a specific ha-ha moment that led to the launch of your business?
Well, yes. from the speaking point of view, I never forget it was training for the 96 Olympics. And while training for the 96 Olympics, I was in the best shape of my life. Everything was going well until an untimely injury occurred, and I tore my quadricep muscle right off of the kneecap just before the Olympic trials. And here it was. I was training with a top coach. His name was Brooks Johnson. He was a two-time Olympic coach, just phenomenal coach. I had surrounded myself with Olympians, gold medalists. We just had the perfect training environment for me to be successful. And then after the injury, it was like, wow, how did that happen? Why did it happen? And initially, we thought it was a minor injury, but come to find out that it was a substantial tear, and it was going to sideline me, and I would have to wait for another Olympics to come about. So in the midst of that, just prior to me, moving, because I was living in California at the time, I was invited out by a few corporations, some church groups had invited me out just to speak and to talk about my experience. And that pretty much planted the seed. And it showed me that, maybe, although I can't, because I didn't have an opportunity to fulfill my dreams, I can still pour into other individuals. And then it even went further with me having the opportunity to coach. So from coaching and everything that I had learned, and then all of my quotes of me just being positive and begin to speak life into different individuals, it was kind of like the 3V Corporation was birthed from working in corporate America, having the opportunity to serve as a trainer with various from anywhere from leadership just to, sales workshops and things of that nature. All of the experience from the many years that I've been in corporate America is just created, what I'm currently doing now and that I'm passionate about. And that's just being able to be a positive influence in the lives of the individuals that we have an opportunity to work with. So that pretty much is what birthed the 3V Corporation.
And what really inspired me about that story, Corey, training to be an Olympic athlete and having an injury, meaning you can't do that, mindset, that must have been so vital at that moment in time, because that could have really broken you, but you choose to step into a positive direction and move forwards, which is now helping you to serve others. So that is really an inspiring story. I want to know, Corey, what really motivates you to jump out of bed every single day?
Well, it's when you're doing what you love to do. Again, I've worked in the pharmaceutical industry for a long time, and I currently, as a medical director now, having the opportunity to make an impact in the lives of the people, and you believe in the products, that individuals take, and then even with me as a motivational speaker, having the opportunity to work with different individuals to see the growth, to see the development, and to know that I can take the adversities and the challenges and the obstacles that I've gone through, and I can utilize them as a sense of motivation to let people see that if I can do it, so can they. And that's what wakes me up. There's a saying that when you find your passion, you will never work another day in your life. When you work within your passion, you'll never work another day in your life, because when you're happy about your passion, about what you're doing, you don't consider it work. So that's what gets me up, the fact that I can get up and I can share my experiences, and I have the opportunity to serve as a life changer, to impact, to help individuals to get to the next level. Some of the mistakes, the pitfalls that I've gone through, I can share that with other individuals so they won't have to do the same thing. So I really and truly love to just be inspiration to individuals, again, to share my stories, the successes that I've had, as well as the challenges that I've had. All of those things make me into who I am. But the beauty of it is that I have an opportunity to utilize that platform to inspire, to help push individuals into their purpose.
Great answer. And I agree with you totally. I recently retired from my hairdressing business, Corey, which I was in for over 20 years. I know I don't look old enough, but I was a hairdresser for 20 years. I've
Wow.
built my online business now for the last 5 years, and I've finally retired from hairdressing. And when you are following your passion, which for me is speaking in schools, inspiring people, doing my press, my PR services, and public speaking
Yeah.
coaching, I don't consider it work, and I can be on my business sometimes from 9 in the morning, still doing calls 9 at evening. But I love it. It's my life. It's not a job. So great point. I agree with everything you have just said. What sets your business apart, and what unique need are you filling for your customers?
Well, I guess having the diverse background that I have. So if it's, when I'm working with athletes, just because here it was, working being a professional track athlete, having the opportunity to train, to understand, being a NCAA All-American, understanding about perseverance, hard work, and determination. So I'm able to bring that aspect. And then working in corporate America, have been, again, I've worked in pharmaceuticals for well over 20 years. I've worked as a school teacher, then going into, the corporate America, the pharmaceutical industry, from working in sales to product manager in marketing to regional marketing director to manage markets, then crossing over, working on the medical side as a medical director. Those skill sets from a leadership point of view, those skill sets from working with understanding emotional intelligence, and then as being an athlete with the discipline, those, two components together makes, I guess the skill sets that I have, sets me apart from everyone. And I'm able to really and truly pull from experiences and the success that I've had to really and truly give my clients, the necessary tools that they need in order to be successful. So I think that's one of the key things when you had someone that have been there and done that, and you've had someone to, especially from athletes, when when your career is over with, to cross over from being an athlete to basically now having to be a professional in corporate America, being able to talk about those skill sets and those adjustments, all of those things, I feel that as a motivational speaker, as a trainer, makes me that much more of an impactful individual to bring those various skill sets and to be able to walk the walk and talk the talk, not just in word, but also in deed, through the accomplishments that I've been able to achieve along the way.
And I know you're a family man as well, sporting along for your family. I've seen you online doing that as well.
With my daughter.
Inspiring others with their health as well. I've seen you with a full sweat on, motivating people to do their exercise, and I'm at home being a little bit lazy. My exercise is a dog walk. I am truly inspired by you. I want to know, Corey, why is your service especially important in today's modern world?
Yeah. Well, because, people are going through trying times. We have this pandemic that's taking place with the virus. And a lot of people are stressed out. So from a motivational point of view, just inspiring people to push past the point of pain. I'd say the term a lot. You can't be both pitiful and powerful in the same body. You have to choose one. So in America, in the world, not just in America, but in the world, as we're going through challenges and trials and tribulations, we have to understand it is all a part of the process. And what I mean by being a part of the process, and these are some of the things that I teach both as athletes and professionals, is that you're justified, you're certified, and elevated through everything that you go through. The justification period is what we're going through currently now. We're going through fear, anxiety, fear of the unknown, not understanding what's taking place. The only thing we know that it's an obstacle in front of us, but we're trying, but we don't know if we can move it. But then the justification, so you got the justification, the certification certification comes as we begin to figure it out, as we, with the virus, as we begin to flatten the curve in the world, when things are going kind of somewhat crazy in our life or insane. You can use the term insane as they become normal, when we begin to figure it out. So now we begin we have our certification period. It's kind of like in college, when you're in college and you go all 4 years and you finally have, completed all of your coursework, and now you're certified, meaning you're ready to graduate. Or in life, when you have weathered the storm and you thought that, hey, I'm going to quit, I can't do this anymore, and you persevere and you push through, and all of a sudden you made it over the hump. That's the certification. Now the justification, the elevation period is now, here it is, the virus has dissipated, it's left, we've weathered the storm. Yeah, we had some casualties, but we was able to learn from the experiences. In life, you're going to go through trials and tribulations, but it's how you respond to it and how you make it through. So my service offers, again, motivation, training to teach individuals how you deal with the obstacles, how you deal with the challenges, and then to understand the 3 steps: being justified, certified, and elevated, to know that it is all a part of your journey, is all a part of your process to make you great. And sometimes, although it doesn't make sense when you're going through it, the revelation comes at the end. And so, I know people say the saying a lot, if I had a chance to change it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing because it made me into the individual that I am today. I think, my services are able to help people identify the what and the why. Okay, why did I go through this? What did I get out of it? And how did it impact me to make me better? So that's what I would say that we're able to offer to the world, that my services offer, to this modern world that makes things a little bit more balanced and normal, and to teach you how to place yourself in a position to be successful.
Well, from that, I am definitely choosing powerful over pitiful.
Yeah.
Now, I know you have just shared a little bit about how you serve the world and your service. Can you just share a little bit more detail on the kind of services and products you offer?
Well, again, as a speaker, I pretty much offer a wide range, anywhere from my topics, overcoming obstacles, to dealing with adversities, to just, that to me, that's kind of, when I look into my organization and business, inspiration, motivation, speaking on various topics. There's a lot of topics specifically that I could focus on, but I like, talking about winning in life, how to be successful, overcoming obstacles, dealing with adversities, converting as a student athlete or as a professional athlete. How do you basically make the transition from your athletic success into your professional career success? So various topics, and there's a lot of things, but those are kind of some that I really and truly like talking about, that I think are very universal, that touch bases, on many other things. And then from a training point of view, I really and truly love doing leadership training. I love speaking about exercise as a treatment for disease. And my background, again, my Ph.D. is in health and human performance, so I love talking about mental agility, emotional intelligence, leadership. I love speaking on, again, exercise as a treatment for disease, stress management, things of that nature. Those are many areas that are within my wheelhouse that I really enjoy presenting on. So.
Now, I know you have lots of success stories. I just want you to share just one success story, what really stands out to you.
I'm trying to see. I have a lot. Well, one, let's just say, I like to use both, but this is one of the success stories, just as a coach, as an athletic coach, and then I have several that I could share. in corporate America, but this one particular thing sticks out. And what I mean by that is, when working with athletes, sometimes the mental comes before the physical. And we don't always, some athletes don't necessarily always have the athletic ability to be a Division I athlete, but it's the mental agility and it's the things that they acquire that are skill sets. Again, I look at sports as being a conduit. Is basically a covert method of teaching life skills. Well, I had one young man that I work with in the past, and he wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the strongest athlete, but he was a worker bee, and everything that I asked him to do, he did do that. But the key thing about it is a lot of the skill sets in terms of how to overcome obstacles, how to deal with adversities, how to go to a place that nobody can disturb you, teaching that skill set of being able to, even in corporate America as professionals, even as athletes, sometimes when we're going through, even in this situation right now, this pandemic, you have to go to a place that nobody can disturb you, and that's your peaceful, quiet time. But working with this young man, I worked with him for probably about 2 years, and we did a lot of mental training. And after that, he graduated. And I didn't hear from him for quite some time, and probably maybe like 6-7 years ago, I ended up getting an email out of the blue, and I was reading the email, and he said, "Coach, I don't necessarily know if you remember me. I wasn't the fastest. I wasn't the strongest. I did compete, but I didn't do the best. Sometimes I wasn't the individual that, placed first place." He said, but it wasn't about that. He said, the thing that I got most from you, Coach, were the skill sets, the life skills that you taught, how to overcome obstacles, how to deal with adversities, how to go to a place that nobody can disturb you. There were many times when I was in my dorm room studying, and I could hear your voice, and I could hear the quotes that you would say that in order to be the best, you must be willing to do the things that everyone else is unwilling to do. And he said, "Coach,
Yeah.
I'm very pleased and happy to say that as a result of your teachings and as a result of you pouring into me, I'm now a proud graduate of MIT." So that, to me, to be able to be an inspiration for someone to take my skill sets and to graduate from a prestigious university as MIT, I was very impressed, and that's one of my major success stories that I share. Despite other things that I've done in the past, that's one of the things because I had an opportunity to positively impact someone's life. So.
And that is just incredible, and I love that success story. And you're so right, Corey. It's not always about winning. It's not always about being the best. It's about being able to overcome those adversities, having the strength to get through. That is really what life is about, and you have just answered that beautifully. How do clients typically hear about you, and are there certain life moments that usually lead to them seeking you out?
Yeah, and a lot of it is, word of mouth. A lot of what I do, if I've worked with clients in the past, or a lot of them will refer me, or if individuals ask, I do have my site up, and it's www.coachcoreyhicks.com. So different individuals are able to hear about me there. I am very visible and present on social media and on Instagram as well. But again, I'm very selective about the individuals that I do work with, and the majority of the clients that I get are from referrals, from people that I've worked with in the past that have referred me. So I've been very thankful about that. Or I've had an opportunity to do work for the government in the past, and they will always come back to me with other opportunities as well. So again, I'm very selective. I don't work with any and everybody, but again, the clientele that I do work with is repetitive, and it comes, it resurfaces back from referrals or just from them needing additional service that I've had the opportunity to give them in the past. So.
Well, word of mouth is a sign of a job done well when people are happy to refer you. Corey, I have really enjoyed having you as a guest on the Brilliance Business Show. Can you just share with our listeners one more time the best way for them to reach out if they want to talk about your coaching, or they may want to book you as a speaker? What would the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Yeah, so they can reach out to me on my website at www.coachcorey, and that's with the E, Corey Hicks.com, or you can email me at win at coachcoreyhicks.com. So that would be the best way to get in contact with me. Again, you can contact me via my website at www.coachcoreyhicks.com, or you can send me an email at win at coachcoreyhicks.com.
Dr. Corey, thank you so much for a great conversation today. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you, too. I greatly appreciate you and all that you do. And thank you for inviting me to be a part of your show today.
It's been my pleasure. You have been listening to the Brilliance Business Show, conversations with leading experts in business.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.